Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. So, before we continue on with filling out these other functions down here, I'm going to get some of the more basic code in place for the variables and the void update. And for the case for this video, I am going to get the code in place that's going to allow us to see our stats when we actually go into the inventory system. And I know we have the stats up on screen up at the top here, but I also feel it's important to be able to see your health, hunger, hydration when you go into the inventory as well. Because obviously when you come to using an item to replenish that particular stat, it would be good if you could see it at the top of the inventory screen without having to flick backwards and forwards between the game and the inventory to see if you need to eat more or drink more or whatever. So with that being the case, let's create some variables. So I think I'm going to put mine here, and they can be of type public, and we'll actually make these of type static. I may change that later, but we'll make them static for now because I may need other scripts in the future to also access. But with that said, let's just continue on. Public static float underscore, and we're going to say return maximum battery power. We'll close the line off into the comments. In fact, I'll say variable to hold the returned battery power amount, or returned, let's say max battery power amount. Because I have said we are going to have pickups that can increase your maximum stats. So that's the reason we need to return the max value. And public static float underscore return the current battery power. We'll close the line off, and variable to hold the returned current battery power. So with those two in place, let's copy and we'll paste those in. I think we'll need 4 times, so there we go. And we are going to be making further adjustments to our battery and flashlight at a later date, but for now let's just continue on. So we need to do this for all our stats, so we'll change battery to player health. We'll change the comment to return max. We'll leave max player health amount, and we'll change it here as well for the current value, and we'll also change the comment as well. And we've got to go through this for each one of our variables. So player, let's bring our hunger. So player hunger, max player hunger in the comments. And again for the current. And we've just got to keep continuing with this until we've changed all the variables. So we'll change the next one for the hydration. and the comment as well, and the same for the current. Tidy up the comments as well as we go, as we always do. And we've nearly finished now. And finally here for the player stamina. And the comment. And the last one for the current player stamina. And we'll just save that off there. So now we have these variables, we need to get the value from the appropriate scripts and then pass them in to this variable. So how do we do that? Well, let's come to the void update, and this is why we inputted this if block in place in the last lesson, because obviously we don't need to get these values if the inventory is not open. Why? Because we can already see our values by the player GUI. But if we do open the inventory and we want to keep the values updated, so we'll use void update, and what we'll say is underscore, and we want the, let's say, return current player health. And what we're going to do is going to say it's going to be equal. We want the player health script dot, and we want the current player health. We'll close the line off, and let's get this into the comments. So we'll say return current, in fact let's say return current player health, and let's just say make equal to the, and we'll use this variable, and yeah, well, let's have a read of that. Return current player health and make it equal to the return current player health variable. No, I'm not quite happy with that. In fact, we'll delete that. Return current player health is equal to current health, let's say returned from health script. Yeah, I prefer that comment actually, so let's keep it at that. So we'll say return, and we want the maximum player health equal to, and obviously it's going to be the same, the player health script dot maximum player health. Let's close that line off into the comments, and I'll probably tidy up these comments off camera, but let's just get them in place to begin with. So that variable is equal to, we'll say max health returned from health script. And I think that will do quite nicely. So let's just copy this and we'll paste it in 3 more times, and let's change out the variables. So let's change the next block to return maximum player hunger and current player hunger. And we need to change this to current player hunger and max player hunger. And let's just copy and paste those variable names in. Let's change health to hunger. And here as well. So what do we need next? Current player hydration. Let's copy that. We'll paste that in there and in there as well. And the maximum hydration, let's copy and paste that in there and here as well. And we need to change this variable to current player hydration, maximum player hydration, and we can change it here. So let's hydration, and again here, and the last one. So maximum player stamina, let's paste that in here and here, and the current player stamina. And let's change it here and here. Okay. We also need to do the same for the flashlight. So we'll copy and paste the block, but we'll need to make more changes. So let's copy return maximum battery power. We'll paste that in here and here. Let's just get rid of that empty line. Current battery power, we'll paste that in, and we need to change this to our flashlight script. Maximum battery power, and we also need to change this to flashlight and to the current battery power. So let's change the comment current battery power returned from, and this time we're returning from the flashlight script. Let's copy flashlight in there, and max, we'll change that to battery power. And in fact I'm actually going to enter here and here. Going to cut that. This is how I'm going to do my comments. I know I said I was going to do them off camera, but we might as well do them in this lesson while we're at it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut every comment up to the where it says equal. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to do the same for each one. So, as I said, we're doing this because if we want to drink something to be able to see our hydration, we want to be able to see our hydration go up as we drink it and know if we need to drink some more or not. So, yeah, it's just to make the game much more streamlined to play, because I don't think there's when you're having to flip constantly between inventory and game, it can get a little annoying after a time, or at least some people seem to find it. So yeah, we'll just get this in place. Plus I think it makes the game look much more professional. It's these, I think, little touches that show you've put some put some time into the game during creation. So we're nearly there with the comments. Only a few more to do. And we still have quite a lot to go and do on this script. I mean, we're still not ready to be able to test it out, but we're going to have a lot of code. It's going to be a fairly long script, but we will get there eventually. And we should be, the inventory should handle all our needs when it is complete. And there we go, I've tidied up all those comments. So that's how I'm going to have mine. As always, you can always alter yours. So yeah, if the inventory is not open, we return and we do not read any of this code because we can just use the player GUI. As I said, when we open the inventory, then we'll get all these values when we actually need it. So I think we'll leave it here for this lesson. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, bye for now.